Hello and welcome back to Broken Sword. I think this is episode 8 or something like that. Or maybe, no, 7? Who knows? It says so in the title. So last thing we're doing is looking for Mark K in the hospital. And we ended on kind of a cliffhanger, so let's see where this goes. Okay, maybe we have to go down this one. Because I think we got like the instructions to where he was located. I think. Okay, maybe we need to talk to the doctor then.
Excuse me, sir. Does the name Thomas Merlin mean anything to you?
No, it does not.
Okay.
Thanks for your help. Hey, Benoit.
Yes, sir?
Do you know the nurse on Ward J2?
No, monsieur. This is my first day here. I can't wait to get my hands dirty. I was talking about treating my first patient, of course. I didn't mean I'd get my hands dirty with a nurse.
But okay.
See you later.
Right.
So let's talk to her again. Maybe I missed something last time.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
What's so bad about Nurse Grendel?
She runs that ward like a South American prison.
Keeping a well-disciplined ward isn't a crime, is it?
Well disciplined. In the discipline and punishment stakes, she'd whip the butt off the Marquis de Sade. Everything, I mean everything, is done to a strict routine. 6 o'clock alarm call, 6:10 bowel movements, and woe betide anyone who doesn't have a result. Those patients of hers are like Pavlova's dogs.
She
So
sounds
we're
like a
getting
real
forced to
nightmare.
shit, like on
And
command.
then some.
If Nurse Grendel is that bad, how come the authorities tolerate her?
She's like part of the furniture.
Oh, you mean she's been here a long time?
No, I mean there's not a man in this clinic who hasn't sprawled out on her.
I was beginning to get the picture. This woman was jealous, with a big green capital J. How do I find Nurse Grendel's ward?
Down the corridor on the left, turn right at the senior consultant's washroom. Right again at the executive coffee lounge. Fair left past the administrator's sauna. And turn left at the end. That's J2. And good luck.
So right, left, right.
Thanks for your help,
I
ma'am.
think
You're welcome.
if that's the correct order, then let's try it. Or maybe we just automatically
As
get
I
there.
turned the corner, I saw the source of the hellish noise which echoed through the corridors. It was an industrial polishing machine with an odd-looking guy in tow.
Odd-looking guy.
He looked blissfully happy, for no apparent reason.
Hello.
What's that?
I said hello.
Oh, hiya.
I'd like to talk to you for a
Pretty
minute.
good accent.
That's what I thought you said. Don't look so down in the mouth. No matter how bad things seem, I never let life get on top of me.
Oh, yeah? What's your secret?
Why, it's easy. All you have to do is smile and whistle this little tune.
You know what? If you start whistling, I'll bust you in the teeth.
It's a deal.
Do you know where I'd find a patient called Marquet?
No, I'm not allowed on the wards with Mr. Shiny.
Mr. Shiny.
Would Mr. Shiny be your polishing machine by any chance?
Please, Don't call him that. He's more of a friend than a machine. I've had Mr. Shiny for 3 years, and he's never let me down once.
How come you got so attached to a polishing machine?
I asked you not to call him that. He's got a name, you know.
Yeah, Mr. Shiny. It's just that...
You think it's odd, don't you?
Yes.
No, I
Definitely.
don't mind. The rest of the staff think I'm twisted. I heard them snorking behind my back when I gave Mr. Shiny his weekly pull through.
Whatever you've got with this metal mop-foot is probably a fine and noble thing.
It is. Say, it's not every day I meet someone as crazy as me.
Have you seen any unsavory characters lurking about in the quarters?
No, sir, I haven't. But I've got nothing to worry about. What's that, Mr. Shiny? You'd take good care of the rascals, I'll bet you would. With a friend like him, I've no fear of oppressors.
It must be a great comfort.
He is.
Do you know a nurse called Grendel?
Sure I do.
Is she on duty today?
Yeah, end of the corridor, Ward J2.
Let's ask about...
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Who is it?
That's what I'm asking you. Have you seen him before?
How should I know? You haven't told me who he is.
Is he blind?
Take a look at the photo.
Yeah, okay.
Now, have you seen him before?
No.
Okay, that was uneventful.
Would you like to shake my hand?
Not until I've washed, if you don't mind, sir. You can pick up all kinds of things in a hospital.
Like nurses, right?
No, sir. Bugs and germs. And fungal infections.
Yeah, I mean, that's not... I mean, you can get that from nurses as well, though.
See you later.
Yeah, take care now.
Oof. So... I mean, I probably have to do something here at some point. Since there's so many items.
Maybe the face of the unaccountably happy domestic had made me unduly suspicious. I mean, I knew it was only my imagination, but the water tasted, well, peculiar.
Okay, so... maybe something to do with the plaster? I still don't know why I'm doing
As
this.
I tugged the plug out of the socket, the polishing machine coughed, spluttered, and died.
Mr. Shiny, what's wrong, pal?
Oh no, Mr. Shiny's letting him down for the first time in 3 years. But what am I supposed to do? I guess I'm gonna meet some sort of obstacle when I try to get into Marquet's room or something. I'm not sure what I should be doing with this.
I wasn't in the mood for shining floors. It was a classic example of functionalism, like an early Soviet spacecraft. I almost expected to see a dog or a monkey leap out.
I suppose we need to figure out what our problem is before we try to solve it with random items, I guess. Okay, yeah, this looks like the right place.
Oui, monsieur.
Is this Ward J2?
It is, but you're not supposed to be here. We have strict rules about visiting hours.
Can't you make an exception? I've come all the way from California.
You must speak to the doctor.
I can't wait that long. What if he snuffs it?
You can't talk like that here. This is a hospital. You will have to leave.
Let's try the ID.
Do you know Merlin of Gruber Electronics?
No, I don't.
Do you have a patient named Marquet on this ward?
Oui, monsieur. He is in the private room at the end of the ward. He has been placed in strict isolation.
You can tell me how my brother is, can't you?
Of course, monsieur. What is his name?
Jacques Marquet.
Let me see. He's satisfactory.
I was told he was dying.
Oh, well, he is, but the doctor described his condition as satisfactory.
Okay.
That's quite an improvement on yesterday.
So, is it dying just on schedule, or?
Do you know who paid for Marquet's room?
No, of course I don't.
Preferential treatment like that must cost an arm and a leg.
That's not my concern, monsieur.
Do you have any clowns on the ward?
Why, yes, we do. A professional clown.
I'll bet he lightens the place up.
Hardly. Monsieur Boissy has been in a coma for the last 3 months.
What's wrong with Boissy?
He was involved in a very nasty accident. A silly stunt involving a unicycle. His current condition is due to post-traumatic shock. It's unlikely he'll ever perform as a clown again.
It's an ill wind that blows nobody any good.
Is this when I use the nose and like traumatize him even further?
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, I don't.
Do you recognize this red nose?
Oh dear. I don't think he'll be needing that again.
Who?
Monsieur Boissy, the comatose clown.
I think that's this guy over here.
Would you like to shake hands with me?
Well,
No, it's okay. Forget it. I didn't really want to use it on her anyway.
He's too nice.
Do you recognize this tissue?
no, I don't. It looks like a chronic health risk to me.
Well, I've been carrying it around for days and I'm okay. My pocket's getting a little soggy.
Yeah, I mean, George's pockets are going to
Thank
be
you,
filled
nurse.
with so many things.
You may come back at visiting time, monsieur.
Thanks. When is that?
The second Tuesday of each month.
The second... What? Let's just examine all the things here.
It was a life-sized marble figure of a guy in robes. The sculptor had tried to give him a look of paternal authority and concern. To my mind, he looked just plain constipated. There was no way I could improve on the sculpture with the janitor watching me.
Improve the sculpture. Exactly how is that? Okay, I mean, let's... I'm not sure why we'd be doing anything to the statue. Oh no, Mr. Shiny. You poor
As
thing.
I tugged the plug out of the socket, the polishing machine coughed, spluttered, and died.
Not again! This is not a good day!
Oh, it's gonna get worse. Oh, he kicked Mr. Shiny. I thought he loved him. I mean, it's gonna be really shiny in that one spot that he's using Mr. Shiny. It's gonna be like the shiniest place on Earth.
There was no way I could improve on the sculpture with the janitor watching me. I was about to open the cupboard when I heard the janitor returning.
Okay. Should have done it in the other order. Oh yeah, I mean... There's no way to skip this, is there?
As I tugged the...
Take that, you stubborn tin can!
Man, I mean, we're gonna make him hate Mr. Shiny. He's probably never been this angry in his whole life. We have created a monster. Like, next thing we know, he's gonna go on a, like, killing spree on the hospital. Just getting all his anger out that he was previously using on Mr. Shiny. Oh, shit. Oh, okay, let's just pretend to be a doctor.
Dr. Stobart at your service.
Let's try to go in there then. I guess maybe it's actually that easy. I'm not sure what the statue... Well, I meant this one.
Good afternoon, Doctor.
Oh, hi. Is this Ward J2?
Yes, sir. The patients are ready for your inspection, Doctor.
Thank you, nurse. Well, who's first?
Monsieur Croquet in bed 2.
What's his problem?
He's been complaining of loss of consciousness.
Are we going to...
You'll need this, Doctor.
Okay, so we're gonna like try to heal these people until we can get to...
She gave
Marquet.
me a long, narrow metal box and a stunning smile. Thanks. Hi, I'm Dr. Stobart.
Hello, Doctor.
The nurse told me you keep losing consciousness.
That's right. I've had the problem as long as I can remember. It's a real out-of-body experience. Like death, but not so conclusive.
I see. How long does it last?
Just a fraction of a second, and then I recover.
I might not have been a doctor, but I was formulating a diagnosis all the same. This guy was nuts. I know exactly what you mean. It's known in the medical field as blinking.
Is it serious?
Of course it isn't serious. It's perfectly natural.
But just think, 2 seconds every minute. Why, that's almost half an hour every day. 2 weeks out of every year spent in total darkness.
I don't have time to listen to this baloney.
What is this thing? Let's ask him about Khan first.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Nah, Doctor. Who is it?
A cold-blooded killer.
One of your colleagues?
No, he really is a murderer.
I've never seen him before.
Do you know what this piece of equipment is called?
No, I don't.
I guess I will use it for something eventually.
Which bed is Marquet in?
He's round the corner, in solitary.
What's the matter with him?
I don't know, but the men who brought him in were wearing masks and rubber gloves. Hey, you're a doctor. How come you don't know?
We doctors
Because
don't know everything.
I'm new
Then
here.
how come you act like you do?
Has Marquet had any visitors?
Nah, neither have I. That's the worst thing about being in hospital. You feel like the rest of the world has abandoned you.
Well, you know how it is. Life goes on.
Thanks for those comforting words.
Let's try to kill him with a handshake.
I thought about giving him an electric shock, but I just couldn't do that to a sick guy. Do you recognize this red nose?
Nah, I don't.
Okay. I think that's enough
Well,
with this guy.
goodbye and good luck.
Thanks, Doc.
Okay, well. Let's talk to this guy.
Hello, anybody home?
Who are you?
My name is Dr. Stobart, and I'm here to steer you down the rocky road to recovery.
Dr. Monroe said there was no cure for what I've got.
Your problem is you stayed in bed too long.
Are you sure you're a qualified doctor?
You
Yeah,
better believe
and
it.
a police inspector.
What's your impression of Nurse Grendel?
She's a very efficient young woman.
Efficient? You make her sound like a vacuum cleaner.
I've no complaints.
The woman in reception described Nurse Grendel as a monster.
Well, that's simply not true. She's quite strict, but that's her job, isn't it? You've got to have discipline in a place like this.
I need to figure out what this thing is.
I'm going to take your blood pressure.
Why?
I'm a doctor. It's my job.
Okay.
What can you tell me about Marquet?
He's the man in the private room, isn't he? That room was mine before I was tossed out like a common squatter.
Do you know what's wrong with Marquet?
They won't even say what's wrong with me. Tell me, Doctor, what's your opinion?
It's too early to say.
But I've been here for 3 months.
Well, maybe there's going to be 3 more.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, Doctor. Who is it?
A cold-blooded killer.
Really? He's a dead ringer for my bank manager. Of course, Mr. Soames hasn't got a scar, and he doesn't come from the Middle East. His hair's a lot grayer, too.
So he doesn't look
Otherwise,
anything
it's just
like him.
Remarkable.
Yeah, I don't think I'm
See you
getting
later.
anything here. I'm thinking maybe I have to do something with the plaster.
Doctor,
What is it?
you haven't taken my blood pressure.
Okay. I thought I tried, but sure. Oh, okay, so it's supposed to be like that.
Seems fine to me.
You're not doing it right.
Of course I am.
No, you're not. Dr. Monroe never did it like that.
I can't take a satisfactory reading while you're excited like this. I'll come back later.
That's a good good way to get out of it. Doesn't seem like there's any... Wait, is he gonna...
Oh, Doctor,
What now?
you didn't finish taking my blood pressure.
What?
Okay, let's try again.
You don't have the first idea what you're doing, do you?
I'll come back when you've recovered your manners.
Wait, so...
No.
Let's shock him.
Hi, it's me again. I thought about giving him an electric shock, but I just couldn't do that to a sick guy. Have you any idea what this is?
No, Doctor. I wouldn't even like to guess.
I'm going to take your blood.
Why?
I'm a doctor. Do you know what this is?
It looks like plus.
How did you know that?
I'm a
Have you ever heard of the Club Alamut?
I'm not really a nightclub man, Doctor. A game of whist and a glass of ginger wine is about my limit.
So... What are we missing here?
See you later.
Like we're supposed to like distract him. Oh wait, okay, we can examine what's wrong with them.
His temperature was normal, with little fluctuation either way. The name on the chart was Sopmarsh.
The graph showed a steady decline in his pulse rate and an increase in his blood pressure. It kind of shook me to see this guy's life reduced to a few jagged lines.
And what about the last guy?
The poor guy's temperature had been up and down like a white knuckle ride. No wonder he looked so sick.
Okay, let's see if she has anything new to say.
Pardon me, nurse.
Oui, monsieur?
What is this device?
It's for taking the patient's blood pressure, doctor.
Well, it's kind of... You'd think she'd know that I'm not a doctor when I ask that.
Thank you, nurse.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Let's see. There's got to be something more in the hallway with the statue and... let's just ask him. Oh.
Hello.
Oh, hi! No whistling, right?
Right. What's the problem with Nurse Grendel?
She's uptight and twisted on account of a broken heart.
Oh, that's too bad. I thought she was just plain bad-tempered.
That also. By the way, sir, I wouldn't stand too close to Mr. Shiny's grease valve. If he has an emission, it'll take the shine clean off your shoes. Say, nice sneakers.
Thanks.
So I need to do something, maybe to remove... Okay, I have one idea. I'm not sure if that's gonna work.
Who broke the nurse's heart? Was it you?
Oh no! Talk to a woman, I wouldn't know where to start. My analyst says I'm socially inept.
Yeah, I
Some
believe him.
analyst? Weren't you offended?
Not me. It's a comfort to have it made official.
You shouldn't take any notice of him. Everyone shines in their own way.
Yeah, I shine flaws.
Okay, so I can't use this here.
What do you think of this, Sam?
Oh boy! What is it?
A priceless gemstone, found in a medieval castle in Ireland. Get me into Marquet's ward, and it's yours.
I don't wear jewellery.
If this gem was yours, you'd be able to buy 100 Mr. Shinies.
There's only
Don't
one
be silly.
Mr. Shiny for him.
There's only one Mr. Shiny.
Yeah, that's what I figured. So... why would we want to do anything with the statue at all? That's what I don't get.
See you later.
Yeah, take care now.
It was a classic example. I wasn't in the mood for shopping.
So, does he
There
accept
was
this
no way
thing?
I could improve on the sculpture with the janitor watching me.
Prove on this? Like, what exactly is he trying to do here? Gotta be something with the water.
Maybe the face of the unaccountably happy domestic. I mean, I guess the water cooler was for the use of people lost in the...
So, what exactly am I supposed to... That doesn't make any sense. What happens if I go into these other hallways then? Probably just end up behind him. Let's see where this leads me. It's probably just one of those like several minutes later things. A few minutes later, okay. Yeah, okay, so it has to be something. Well, let's see if he says anything different. Oh, there's no reason to do that anymore then, I suppose. So, what's the... why is he saying that about the sculpture?
There was no way I could improve on the sculpture with the janitor watching me.
So I need to get him out of here? Let's see if the people maybe... Oh, I can get the student to check the blood pressure properly because he's actually educated.
Hey, Benoit!
Yes, sir?
What do you know about this piece of equipment?
It's a device for measuring blood pressure.
Okay, so that plan failed. I was gonna like bring him in there.
See you later.
Right.
Excuse me, sir.
You must be the new boy.
Yeah, I must be.
Well, stop wandering about and make yourself useful. Bernie, come here, boy. This is Benoit, my nephew. Can I trust you to look after him?
Do your own babysitting, Gramps. Who do
What?
you think you are, anyhow?
I am Felix Hagenmeyer.
And may I say what an honor it is to meet you in person, sir. You are on my medical wall of fame. Right up there with Pasteur and Leary. I look on it as a privilege, no, an honor, to look after your nephew, sir.
He is fresh out of medical school. It will open his eyes to see a real doctor on the job.
I'll bet.
Show him around. Let him see some real suffering.
That's what it's all about.
Look what Nurse Grendel gave me, sir.
Ah, yes, very good. I'm glad to see you are carrying it with you. It reassures the public to see the medical profession using traditional archaic tools.
So long, Hagenmeyer.
So is he gonna follow me now?
Hey, Benoit!
Yes.
There's no need to shout. What do you want?
He sounds kind of like
Here, take this pressure gauge.
he sounds kind of like Jimmy in South Park.
Thank you, sir. What do you want me to do with it?
Well, keep it safe until I think of something.
Oh man, I've
Follow
already
me,
thought about
Benoit.
it, but sure.
I'm right behind you, sir.
Okay, well, now it's gonna work out. It's a good thing I decided to talk to the other guy as well.
Could you take a look at the client in bed number 3 now? His name is Eric Sopmarsh.
What's his problem?
He's delirious. He just now came out of theater. He's recovering from major surgery.
I'll have him up and about before you can say, Lazarus, get out of your bed and walk. Hi, it's me again.
So
See you later.
I just need
Hey, Benoit.
just need to tell him to do it, or do I need to try to walk away and then trigger it that way?
Yes, sir?
Are you ready with that pressure gauge?
Primed and ready to pump, sir. What do you want me to do with it?
Use it on Eric Sopmarsh.
Okay.
Why would he? I kind of want to see what happens, but I guess now we're doing it. Okay.
It was a life-sized marble figure of a guy in robes. The sculptor had tried to give him a look of paternal authority and concern. To my mind, he looked just plain constipated.
That's a common theme around this ward, apparently. Let's just try walking straight in, seeing if this guy's gonna allow me.
Rather you than me, pal.
It doesn't look very good.
Marquet?
Yes, I am Marquet. I've been expecting you.
You have?
Well, what are you waiting for? Get it over with.
I just want to know what I should do with the gem.
The Lahmar gem.
Yeah, right here in my pocket.
I thought you were one of the assassins.
Wow. Is he gonna die right
Not
now?
me. I never inhaled.
So, you were sent in my place?
Yeah. You could hardly make the trip to Ireland in your condition. What should I do with the gem?
Deliver it to the Grandmaster. Quickly. Tell him that I have found the tripod. Right here in Paris.
You have it?
Not yet, but it's being taken care of. I hired a couple of stooges with a flair for petty crime.
Would that be Flap and Guido by any chance?
You know them?
We've met. What about the Hashashin?
Wow. He just...
More likely.
He's pretty rude, like this guy's dying.
I've followed Klausner. He'll stop at nothing to prevent the reforging of the sword.
And that's bad, is it?
As for Klausner, he is gone off to Syria on a wild goose chase.
They have geese in Syria?
He has a theory about the location of the...
That's enough excitement for one day, Monsieur Marquet. What are you doing here?
Talking to this patient, of course.
Monsieur Marquet is my patient. If Herr Hagenmeyer was to hear that...
Okay, I'm going. I'd learned all I could from Marquet anyhow.
Don't breathe this, as they said.
Ah, there you are, sir. I was just coming to look for you. I finished with your pressure gauge.
So now I'm gonna
Thanks,
use
buddy.
that for...
What's that noise? It sounds as if someone's having a
Oh, no.
cardiac arrest.
It's all right. The doctor's in there with him.
Is it gonna blow up? Or is this just
Are you sure he was a doctor?
Oui, monsieur. He showed me his ID. It was Dr. Braille.
There's no Dr. Braille working here.
He's an imposter!
Wait, is this gonna
The door's
explode?
locked. Help me, officer.
Stand back, monsieur.
That beeping sound is pretty harsh. Yeah, it was the hashing. Can you turn it off? Can, like, somebody just pull the plug on that thing right now? Okay, thank you.
I found Jacques Marquet.
Did he talk?
Yeah, he talked. For the very last time.
He's dead.
Yeah, killed in cold blood by a bogus doctor.
That's despicable. What kind of guy would pass himself off as a doctor and take advantage of a dying man? Was it Khan?
No, I
Nice,
don't know who he
awkward
was, but it
silence there.
certainly wasn't Khan. He got away, out the window. Do you think the assassin was responsible for
The
killing
Hashashin.
Marquet?
I don't think so. He could have finished him off the first time. Besides, Marquet would have recognized him.
He was pumped to the gills with sedatives. He wouldn't have recognized the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse unless they'd introduced themselves. Have you ever heard of the Hashashin?
No.
Marquet said that they were his biggest enemy.
His biggest enemy was the bogus doctor.
Don't remind me.
Wait,
that guy was
is there
evil.
something actually called
He had wild,
Hashashin? Or is
staring
it just
eyes
like
like
him
a dead fish.
saying
I'll
assassin
never trust
really
a doctor
poorly?
again. Look, Nico, a handful of plaster.
Yeah,
I've clicked
Can you
wrong
think
thing.
of any use for this?
that's a thing for measuring blood pressure, isn't it? What are you doing with that?
I picked it up in the hospital. It could be useful.
You ought to take it back. Don't you feel guilty?
No.
It's the right answer. I suppose. I guess this Lobino. Now we need to go get the tripod.
I guess I'd better go back and talk to that weirdo.
Which one, Rosso or Sergeant Mu? Oh, but you're referring to Andre.
I'll let you work it out.
That might mean that I'm talking to all of them. Police would make sense, since we just witnessed a murder. But I'm thinking I'm gonna want to get the tripod. And then Guido and Flap are gonna like show up. Try to get it, and then we have to do some sort of trickery to get it before them. Probably.
You have left it very late, monsieur.
Late for what?
Anything? I am closing the museum soon. You wouldn't like to get locked in. I can tell you, not in this gallery.
Why not?
It is haunted, monsieur.
You don't believe in ghosts, surely.
Oh, yes, I do. 7 years ago, a lad managed to hide in here. He'd made a bet with his friends, I suppose. When I found him in the morning, he was cold as ice and stiff as a board.
Well, what was the cause of death?
They said it was a brain tumor. But on his face was a look of stark, desperate terror such as I have never seen before.
Scary.
Well, I'll take my chances.
Forget it.
I think, I mean, we can try talking to him. See if there's any new
Hi,
dialogue
Andre.
options before we do the thing that we've
Hello,
tried to do
Georgie.
twice and hide in the sarcophagus.
Have you ever heard of the Hashashin?
Why, yes, it was a radical Muslim sect whose name became synonymous with murder. It was formed in 11th century Persia, shortly before the Crusades.
At roughly the same time as the Templars.
Yes, they gave a new word to our language, Assassini, the assassins.
How did the assassins get their name?
From the legend surrounding the secrets of their initiation rites. A young man who sought to join the sect was given hashish until he drifted into dreams. He awoke to
so
find
he-
himself in a
he was just
fabulous
getting
garden
high?
with everything he could wish for. The freshest water, the most delicious food, the choicest hash, and the most delectable women imaginable.
Cool. Do you have the address?
I haven't finished the story.
That sounds like George's
There was a price to
type
pay
of
for
place.
this taste of paradise.
Wouldn't you just know it?
The young man would wake the next day to find himself back in the real world. He was told that he'd been given a glimpse of the heaven reserved for holy martyrs. A heaven he would enjoy for eternity if he was willing to join the Hashashin.
Yeah.
How did the assassins operate?
Well, as I explained, the new recruits would be only too willing to die for the cause. They'd be instructed in the use of the dagger, poisons, and disguise. Then, the Grand
Disguise
Master of the
thing
sect
certainly
would name an enemy of
adds
Allah.
up.
And they'd stop at nothing to eliminate that enemy.
You got it. They were fearless and deadly.
Does the cult of the assassins still exist?
Take a look around at the world today. You tell me.
Well, based on today's events, I'll say yep.
I think you ought to know that the tripod is going to be stolen.
The Lochman tripod? No.
It's true. I can give you a description of the thieves.
Before the supposed event has taken place?
I heard them planning the raid.
They're wasting their time. The tripod is protected by a state-of-the-art alarm system.
Well, don't say I didn't warn you. Why don't you loan the tripod to me for safekeeping?
Because I'd never see it again.
Well, don't you trust me?
It's not a question of trust, George. That tripod is hundreds of years old and extremely fragile.
I get your point.
So, how are we gonna steal it if the alarm is gonna go off?
Do you have any use for this, Andre?
Shouldn't think so, Georgie.
Might be something to do with the totem pole.
Thanks for your help, Andre.
You're welcome.
Like to make that fall or something along those lines. We'll figure it out. Isn't he going to go close the window?
No, monsieur.
Okay.
You gotta go close the window, though. Is he just gonna not do it this one time when I know it's gonna work? Okay, here we go. No, monsieur. Okay, now let's see what happens.
It is closing time, Monsieur Lobineau.
Already, there just aren't enough hours in the day.
More than enough for me. I can't wait to get home and put my feet up.
Eh bien, see you tomorrow.
Good night, monsieur.
Alright, so now we get a different angle. Here's our thumbnail, probably. So how are they going to avoid the alarm?
Hey, Guido! Look at this!
Quit fooling around, you moron! Get your ass over here and bring that flashlight.
Let's topple this over.
What the? Who's there?
Let's get out of here!
Wait, what? What's happening? What in the world?
And when I woke up, I was at the police station. Luckily, I managed to persuade Rosso I was innocent.
Poor Georges.
What a mess. I bungled the whole thing.
I
Wait.
don't think so. You made a pretty good job of distracting those two crooks.
Yeah, but the killer got away with the tripod.
No, he didn't. He's not the only one who can dress up in costume.
You mean... it was you who stole the
What?
tripod? Oh, hell, Nico. I could have been shot.
She was the
Those
one
dogs are more likely to shoot their own feet.
coming down on
I
the
just
rope.
wish you'd told me your plans. We're supposed to be in this together. And how come you dressed up like a pantomime cat?
Don't sulk, Georgie, please.
Oh,
So she's like an
rats.
action hero all of a sudden.
And don't call me Georgie.
Oh, I really thought you'd be pleased. After all, we've got the tripod. Aren't you going to try putting the gem on the tripod?
I guess so.
And then what's gonna happen? Nothing.
Nothing happened.
Yeah.
The gem fits perfectly, but what does that prove?
Something through my teachings with the statue in the church, probably.
Maybe the tripod has to be in a certain location.
There's nothing on the
Oh, maybe
manuscript
I'm
to
onto
indicate
something.
where, though, is there?
Oh, by the way, I had a visit from André Lobineau.
Oh, yeah. I hope you didn't mind me giving him your address.
Not at all. It was lovely to see him again. He was over the moon when I showed him the manuscript. It's not often he gets that excited. He made a sketch of the Knight's crest to take back to the museum. I believe he's identified the family who bear that crest.
I sure hope so.
Okay.
Lobineau explained who the Hashashin were.
Yeah?
The cult of the assassins.
Oh, boy!
That's her reaction.
I have to go.
Already? You only just arrived.
Time and tide wait for no man.
Okay, I'll see you later.
So I guess going to the church is because there's something about through my teachings, and then it's like through that scroll. There's something about that, but I don't know if we have everything we need yet. Because I can't remember exactly what it looks like, but let's try it. Oh, there's a clown now.
Hey, you with the balls.
Oh, this guy got balls.
Oui? What do you know about the Knights Templar?
Le Templier? Ah, the last Grand Master, Jacques du Molay, was burnt on an island in the Seine in 1314.
Wait, is this the same guy?
Wow. You're pretty well educated for a juggler.
No, monsieur. I read it on that board over there.
Is this the same guy that's working at that mansion or whatever?
How did you learn to be a juggler?
Juggler? What is this juggler?
It's you. You juggle, that makes you a juggler.
No, I am a jongleur.
A jongler? What's that?
Mon
It's the
Dieu.
same voice actor, isn't
A
it?
jongleur is an artist, a master of the contragravitique aeroballetique mysteries. In centuries past, the courts of the crowned heads of Europe had the jongleurs, witty, erudite men to whom the monarchs turned in their hours of need.
Wait a minute, wait. Let me get this straight. Our enemies are at the borders, plague ravages the land, and the peasants are revolting. Thank God we've got Chuckles the Jongler to throw his balls around. I don't think so. That juggling doesn't look so difficult.
Oh, it does not, does it not? Perhaps you feel you could do better, no?
I'll give it a try.
Be my guest.
I'm not sure why
I had
I'm doing
no
this.
idea what I was doing. But this guy was obviously an idiot, so how difficult could it be? A lot more difficult than I'd thought. That's how difficult. Still, it was my big chance to be derided by complete strangers.
Not so easy after all, is it?
No, I guess not.
So... Okay.
What do you think of this?
It is a medical device, oui?
Oui, yes. Have you seen this man before?
No.
Look, a red nose.
Ah, you are a clown.
A clown?
No. If so, you would be a much better jongleur.
For a moment, an idea capered around near the spotlight of my attention, but fell down the pothole of abstraction before I could focus on it.
So there's something...
Catch you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
I'm not exactly... Maybe I should distract this guy.
Hello again, officer.
Hello again, monsieur.
What do you think of the juggler?
Ah, he is excellent, most watchable.
But he's blocking the thoroughfare and obstructing traffic.
So? He is amusing. The traffic isn't. If he wants to block it, who am I to say no?
Well,
You're a cop.
You're a police officer.
So I am. Ah, well. Ah, you are a clown.
Do I look like a clown?
No, although you juggle like one. Now, if I'd known you were a clown, it would have been amusing. And not a humiliation for you.
What do you mean?
Who ever heard of a plainclothes clown?
He had a point. So you're saying that if I juggle badly with a red nose, I'd be the king of comedy. But if I juggle badly without it...
You look like a pathetic loon. Oui, monsieur, you have it.
Okay.
So you're not gonna do anything about this guy?
No.
He probably doesn't even have a license.
Ah, a license. This I had not considered.
So what are you gonna do?
The instant I return to the station, I shall check.
Return to the station? Why not just ask him?
And spoil his concentration? What kind of a barbarian do you take me for?
What do you think of this?
A blood pressure sleeve.
Don't you want to know why I'm carrying it?
No! That would be dangerously similar to making inquiries. I might get a reputation for taking my job seriously.
I wouldn't want that.
I'll see you around.
Oui, monsieur. I'll be there.
So...
Hi again.
Oui? What is it this time?
Look, a red nose.
Oh, you say, whoop-de-doo.
So if
I'd like to have another try at juggling, please.
You have gone on a crash course, perhaps?
No, I just had an insight into presentation.
Huh?
Still don't know why I'm doing
Allow me
this
to
though.
demonstrate. The balls, please.
If you insist on completing your humiliation, monsieur.
Okay, now for my secret weapon. The juggler was speechless with rage. You could have mistaken him for a mime. And without a word, he collected his balls
And he's like gonna forget one?
and left in a fury.
No, okay.
Hey! You forgot one
Oh
of
yeah,
your balls!
okay, yeah, he didn't.
Hey! But he didn't hear. Better still, deprived of his entertainment, The gendarme decided maybe he ought to do some policing for a change.
Oh, okay, so now we got a ball and we can open this for whatever reason. I'm not sure why we would want to go down there, but we have the tool to do it, so we need to do it. So let's see what's down here. Okay, so we have like a little boat. And this is under the... Are these like the crypts or something?
The wall had flaked, and anything once written on it had long since gone. There were 3 arches, each with an inscription. The inscription was hard to read, but I made out Templier and something about innocence. Close up, I could see a faded inscription. My medieval French isn't much, but the few words I understood seemed to say, "This is where the gallows used to stand." Maybe.
Maybe. Okay. So, what's the deal with the boat?
On the boat was a winching machine.
And what would I be connecting that to?
What's a guy supposed to do with a sewer? Don't answer that. The recent showers had made the levels rise a little, but at least the place didn't smell so much. What's a guy Don't. The recent shower, but at least...
I mean, let's see what my options are when I pick this up. Let's
The inscription was hard. The inscription...
Okay, it's long jump time.
Wait,
Here
is it?
goes.
Okay, I thought he was actually gonna do it for a
Do I
second.
look crazy or something?
No, but we know you're kind of not right in the head, though. Kind of a strange man, George.
There was a handle in the boat that fed out chain with a hook on the end.
Is there anything here I can put on a hook? Is this just a sewer again?
What's a guy supposed to do with a sewer? Don't answer that.
There's nothing to hook it onto, as far as I can tell. And this thing looks like the closest. My guess is that I need to go here later. So let's go into the church and see if we can do anything with the tripod. And if that's not working, then we're gonna end the episode here, and then I'll have to like brainstorm until the next one. Maybe going to the police station will give me some clues. I'm not sure why I'm supposed to have this ball though.
It was the bright red ball I'd got from the juggler.
So the tripod should be set up somewhere here. I'm guessing. Is there like an altar? Yeah, there is.
I didn't recognize the biblical story in it. Per disciplinum meum lux videbis. A bit of a stained glass window. Wow! Hoping for a big insight while squinting through a hunk of statuary had been pretty optimistic, I guess. The statue had any secrets. It was concealing them pretty well.
So it's looking onto this. There's no place to put the tripod here, as far as I can tell.
No.
That doesn't do anything. So I guess we were missing something. But that's gonna have to do it for this episode. So thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Bye bye.